Okay, this is American Contractor. Just want to quickly go over some news articles of what's happening in the Middle East and Iraq with the Islamic State and the U.S. military. First, you get the U.S. commanders pushing Obama to fight ISIS with ground troops in Iraq. Let me read this first paragraph. Top U.S. generals have told President Barack Obama that if the fight against ISIS is to succeed in Iraq, they will need U.S. boots on the ground. The president has so far sent 1,600 ground troops to the Middle East to assist the Iraqi military in trying to stop the terrorist group, but military leaders in the Pentagon have steadily increased their call for more as the situation on the ground becomes more desperate. And they're not joking when they're saying they're becoming more desperate, because they are within a few miles from Baghdad. They're also got the town of Kobani, which I'm going to go into it in a minute here, surrounded and get ready to take that over, which is a strategic town. But back to this, the U.S. generals are saying that, hey, we need some more forces over here in Iraq to help the Iraqi security forces and the Iraqi military. They cannot do that themselves. They know it. The U.S. military is the only one that can handle the situation. They're equipped, they're better trained, everything across the board. We need those soldiers in Iraq to go against the Islamic State. Whether it's going to happen or not, I don't know. I think eventually it will, because we have a serious problem in Iraq and we have to take care of it. And let's go on to the next article. Fears Kobani may be about to fall as Islamic State advanced further into town. Now, this is the Islamic State surrounded on three sides, and the reason why they don't have the fourth side is because the Turkish border is on that side. And it's being heavily watched by the Turkish military, Turkish forces. So this article right here is saying that, hey, this is going to be taken over by the ISIS, this border town, Kobani. Let me read this. Fighters have moved deeper into the Syrian town of Kobani on the Turkish border and may well capture it, so the Deputy U.S. National Security Advisor Tony Blinken said the militants control 40% of the town, echoing figures from the UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights that said ISIS had taken almost complete control of an area where the local Kurdish administration was based. And here's the quote. I don't know what's going to happen because, again, in the absence of any ground force there, listen to that, any ground force there is going to be difficult just through air power to prevent Islamic State from potentially taking over the town, Blinken said. And Blinken, like I said, he's from the UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, and he would know because he's most likely there, or he has representatives of his company there. But this is just not as good, according to the chatter on the Twitter, that Islamic State is going to be reinforcing people here at the Kobani town. Let's go on to the next article. Air Force pilots say they're flying blind against Islamic State. And this is what's going on here. When you have a drone flying over Iraq and you're trying to target Islamic State, you got to hand it to the U.S. military and the CENTCOM commander, which is General Austin, I believe. And he's doing his due diligence. He is checking things once, maybe 4 times, maybe 10 times before he presses that fire button on his drone or F-18 fighter jet. Because this is what's happening, folks. If you don't have soldiers on the ground to watch them targets 24/7 and gather good intelligence, how do you know a truck traveling east from Ramadi to Baghdad is carrying full of weapons for the Islamic State, for their planning, their military planning, or they're planning terrorist attacks inside Baghdad? How do you target a truck traveling down the road, heading east to Baghdad? It's full of weapons and explosives, whatever, and you're on a drone watching this vehicle. Unless you have good intelligence, you have eyes on the ground to tell you exactly that truck is carrying weapons for the Islamic State. I mean, the CENTCOM military, the U.S. military, are doing their due diligence, doing their checks to make sure that those are the right targets to hit. But I'm pretty sure they're letting a lot of targets go by because they just not 100% sure on going after these Islamic State trucks and vehicles, stuff like that. Now, obviously, if it's an artillery piece sitting there and they know it's artillery piece sitting in the Islamic State area, Of course they're gonna strike it, because that's just a no-brainer. There's the target, they can see it, it's out in the open, they're gonna hit it, especially with a Humvee. But what about their other stuff? Like I said, the trucks going by that are covered up, they have no idea what's inside that truck. They got a good idea, but they got to be 100% sure, because they don't want to kill innocent women and children, innocent civilians, and then be blamed for all over the media, in the internet, all over the world, international. You know how they like to use that as propaganda for their recruiting tool, and to make the United States look bad. But they're not going to do that intentionally. I'm sure accidents do happen, which we all know accidents happen, but the U.S. military is doing their best not to have those type of casualties on the battlefield. And that's why it's so important to have soldiers going into Iraq and doing this, and taking care of business over there and destroying the Islamic State. This is a long article. Air Force pilots say they're flying blind against ISIS. And I'll have all the links to all these articles below the video, so just go ahead and check them out. It's a good article, good read. And let's go on to the next article. Kobani civilians in danger of massacre by Islamic State. I just talked about Kobani is the town that's being surrounded right now. It's a lot of focus right now. I feel sorry for the residents there. They need to get out, but they can't get out to the Turkish side because they got it all sealed off and blocked off, and I have no idea why they're doing that. They can't even save, innocent people that want to flee. They're just innocent people. They want to flee, and I have no idea if they're accepting them or not. And just a bad situation. Let's go on to the next article. News. Our new ISIS map includes Europe, half of Africa, 25% of Asia, and the restoration of Kuwait to Iraq. Now, if you look at this map, now if you went to my previous videos, I showed the map of this, and it's not like this. This is their updated Islamic State map that they want to do for their caliphate. And as you can see, they want all of Iraq. They want all of Syria, all of Jordan. They want the Levant. When they say the Levant, that's Israel. They want Yemen, Kurdistan, Europe, portions of Europe, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman. I mean, they want the whole shooting match. I'm glad they're broadcasting all this, and they got some big dreams, but I don't think it's going to happen, because the U.S. military is going to be over there very shortly, and we're going to squash them. That's what I think, and that's what needs to happen, and we need to get over there and just take care of business. I hate to say it, but it's true. But take a look at that article. It's a good read. You got to know your enemy. Turkey to support training, equipping Syrian opposition. Here you have Turkey government wants to now, been approved by the Turkish government to support and train and equip. When they say equip, that's weapons of the Syrian opposition. And I have no idea who the Syrian opposition is, or should I tell you? But I think we all can get a good idea who those people are going to be. But this is it's going to bring Turkey into the mix, and we'll just see how this goes. If you like the what articles I've been presenting and how I'm presenting it, I appreciate you. You can leave your comments or send me an email at ac@americancontractor.com, or you can send me a text message at 931, or give me a call, 931-444-7110, and I do answer the phone. But I appreciate you watching and listening to me. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, share it, and hopefully start doing these videos, and we'll just see how it goes. And thank you for watching, and I'll just talk to you later.